Hi! Today we are going to talk about the Disney movie The Beauty and the Beast that recently had their 25th anniversary, from which is going to be released soon a live action movie, and I expect it is as good as the original. Let's begin, shall we? As I said, The Beauty and the Beast is a movie from the studio Disney that was released in 1991 and was their first attempt to renew their plots. You know, the usual a girl meets a guy, they fall crazy in love with each other, some troubles happen in between, they kiss, they get married, the end. Here they show us at the start an ambitious, independent, intelligent woman that is sickly bored of her life. On top of that, everybody in her town thinks that she's weird because she doesn't behave like the other girls, and she just doesn't care. She lives with her father, an inventor, who is considered an odd guy in town as well. You can see instantly their good relationship and how they care, support and love each other. A weird happy family. The movie introduced us Belle's suitor as well. Gaston, a big strong guy, well known, beloved by all, and smart and dumb as a rock. It's easy to see that he has been infatuated with Belle for a long time and keeps trying to seduce her over and over again, making Belle feel really annoyed. Please, take a look on Belle's face every time that Gaston talks to her. They are priceless. The facial expressions in this movie are really well done, and there's no so many times that you can see a drawn face expressing disgust, but in a repressed way, just for not being rude. But you can notice that she's thinking, oh my god, this guy makes me feel so sick, but smile, don't let him know. So okay, now we know our female protagonists, but we haven't seen the male protagonist yet. Who will it be? What kind of charming and hunk man would be able to win Belle's heart? A hybrid between a human and several animals that kidnap her father and practically force Belle to swap her for her father if she wants him to be free. And he yells at her and threats her. Of course, big boy. That's how you are going to get the girl. And you don't know the best of all. The guy is cursed for being a jerk with a witch, who transforms him and all his servants until the kid learns how to love. And he's running out of time, and maybe Belle is his last chance to be human again, and you mistreat her and give her enough reasons to hate you for life. Yeah, that's a good plan, boy. Luckily, our Belle is a good girl. After a big argument with Beast, she realized that she won't be able to take it anymore, so she runs away. A pack of wolves surround her, and when everything seems lost, bam! Beast appears, attacks the wolves, being seriously injured. Then Belle hesitates. Should she keep on running, or should she help that unpleasant beast that just saved her life? As I said before, Belle is a good girl. Thanks to this act of kindness, and after Belle made clear a couple of things, Beast start to relax and start treating her as she deserves. Finally! Little by little we are being able to see that the prince is not as bad as he seemed in the beginning. If you give him love, he sends back that love. And we can see a continuous evolution as much in his behavior as in their relationship and how they fall in love with each other. And it doesn't surprise me at all. Belle is pretty, smart, understanding, and Beast has this sexy, enormous library. And besides that, he's kinda cute on his own way, being all clumsy and hopeless when it's time to be in contact with other people. But look how well drawn is that library. What lights, what details, what a sense of space. Okay. Jokes aside, Now we are going to divert our attention to the technical section of the movie. I want to stop a bit to appreciate how well done are the backgrounds and scenes of The Beauty and the Beast. They are so pretty, so nice to look at and full of details. We are talking about Disney after all, and their techniques are always outstanding. But did you know that this movie has the first background drawn in 3D modeling in animation history? The legendary ballroom where Belle and Beast dance, the main song of the movie, was completely drawn by computer. The next time you watch the movie, take a closer look to this background and you'll be able to see that the textures of these backgrounds and the other backgrounds of the movie are way different. Going back to the plot, life in town continues so as Gaston's irritation for Belle's rejection, and he's so determined to marry her that he even draws up a plan to force her. Either get married or her father will be confined in an asylum. Now even Gaston has the perfect alibi, because if the town citizens thought that Belle's father was crazy, the fact that he arrived screaming and begging for help to save Belle from the Beast, that didn't exactly help. Meanwhile, at Beast Castle, Belle tells Beast how much she misses her father, and he gives her a magic mirror so she could see him, just to discover that he was very sick. When Beast sees such concern on Belle's face, he decides to let her free, proving how much he loves her. As the saying goes, if you love something, let it go, and in this case it goes perfect. Soon after she arrives home, Gaston starts his plan. He goes to Belle's house, accompanied by practically the whole town, to take her father to the asylum, making fun of him about how he has hallucinations with a beast. And what does Belle to make them shut their mouth and defend her father? Uses the magic mirror that Beast gave to her to show that her father was telling the truth the whole time. But wait. Belle, sweetie, honey. There's a furious armed crowd in front of your house. The ambient is sensitive and stable, and the best thing that you thought was to show everyone that there's something that they should fear. Show them that there's indeed a creature with a dangerous looks living just a few kilometers away. Okay, you said at the moment that he wasn't dangerous and that he was a good man, but girl, read these signs. Did you really believe that they were going to listen to you? Gaston doesn't need to make any sort of effort to convince everyone to go with him to the castle and hunt the beast, locking up Belle and her father on their own basement. Next, we have one of the most funny and dynamic scenes of the whole movie, or as I like to call it, furniture versus people. When Beast's servants saw such a crowd with torches and an improvised battering ram, they organized themselves in the castle lobby in order to make a surprise attack. Placing themselves like this and being still, they would look like just a bunch of furniture and home accessories, placed like a halfway move, and the villagers won't pay attention to them, so they could catch them by surprise. Really smart move. And we are now at the last minutes of the movie, the ones that are, from my point of view, the most intense as well. The tension of the fight between Beast and Gaston per se, mixed with the scenography, the colors, the movements, the music, it just gives me goosebumps. How Beast doesn't even try to put up a fight, giving everything up for lost, basically committing suicide until he sees Belle coming back. At the beginning of this video I said that the character's expressiveness of this movie is outstanding, but they did their absolute best with Beast in these last scenes. At first, an absolute defeated expression, the looks of a broken man who has lost everything. Then it turns into anger, the anger against the man who thinks he can snatch the woman he loves. For the end, when he has Gaston grabbed by his neck, about to let him fall, and his eyes goes from rage to absolute contempt. Pay attention to this transition on Beast's eyes, because it's extremely powerful in more ways than one. They show so many strong emotions in just a short time that is almost startling. But Gaston is despicable enough for not give up that easily though, even when his life has been spared by the skin of his teeth. And so when Beast turns around to talk to Belle and lowers his guard, uses the opportunity to stab him on his side. But, like an act of justice, just after Gaston stabs Beast, he stumbles and falls down. Another curiosity about this scene, even though I think it's a pretty known fact. When Gaston is falling, there's a moment that the image makes a foreground to his eyes. If you pause the movie here, you'll be able to see that in his pupils are drawn a couple of skulls. A pretty cool sign that Gaston realized that he's about to die. And we arrive to the most beautiful scene of the whole movie. Beast falls at Belle's feet, but he looks happy to see her one last time. He barely holds on a few seconds to smile at her, caress her face before passing out. Belle crying, holding his chest, whispering an I love you. The last petal of the enchanted rose falls, and the miracle happens. The curse is broken. Beast is lifted by an invisible magic, and his cape wraps him like it was a chrysalis. Every part of his body starts to look human again, with such a detailed and progressive animation that makes really easy to see the transition. After that, Beast falls slowly, while Belle has her eyes on him the whole time. Here we have another positive point to the facial expressions of this movie. Yeah, I know, you are probably tired at this point of hearing me saying this, but pay attention on their eyes, on Belle's and Beast. Keep your eyes on how they look each other, for God's sake. There's love in those eyes. When they approach to kiss, it's easy to see that they are lost in each other's eyes. Details like this makes great this movie, and so the people who work on it. What a team with such talent, because we need to remember that this is an animation movie. Those are cartoons. Somebody draw that. Those are drawings, and transmit such deep emotions in just drawing is really difficult, and we need to remember and appreciate that. In conclusion, The Beauty and the Beast is a great movie. In general, Disney has so many good works, but this one in particular, with all the character design, the environment, the artistic style, the story and the music, is just exquisite. It's noticeable that was made with lots of love, with all the little details that it has. For me, it's one of their best movies, and the one with the best soundtrack as well. If you like to listen to soundtracks and you have the chance, give it a try. In fact, I have some tracks of this soundtrack on my drawing playlist, and it doesn't matter how many times I listen to them. They always give me goosebumps. I want to share with you guys some last thoughts before we end this video. The opinion that this movie has a second reading is pretty known, the one that says that Belle suffers Stockholm Syndrome during the whole movie. And I thought the same way until I realized something. Either for series, movies, books, fiction in general, we all know that curses can be really tricky. If you don't comply entirely with their conditions, they won't break. So if we suppose that Belle has Stockholm Syndrome, her feelings won't be real, but infused. And let's remember that the curse would break when Beast learn how to love and be loved back. So an I love you said by a person with that syndrome would be incapable to break the spell because it won't be powerful enough. Think about that. Well, I hope you all enjoyed this video, and of course let me know your opinion about the movie in the comments. Have a nice day. See ya!